Hello everyone. I want to talk about SAG. My experience playing with SAG on the Patton S. I did a 600-mile review on this. I'm now at 1,200 miles. I've adjusted my SAG 3 times now, and I just wanted to show you how I do it and talk about, for those that may have been waiting for me to switch from 66 pound to 62 pounds. I bought the springs, I just haven't done it yet. I probably won't do it until it starts to snow because I just don't want to be without the wheel, but that's to come. But in the meantime, my thoughts have changed a little bit on my first impressions at 600 miles, the stiffness for my riding weight, and how I wished I had chosen the 62-pound version. At 1,000 miles, I noticed it became more cushy. The wheel definitely became more cushy. I felt like I had more sag, so I checked it. Sure enough, I did. Sag increased probably by 30%. So I readjusted sag. I have tapped into compression now and rebound, which I couldn't do in the first 600 miles. So the takeaway or learning experience for me here has been, give it 1,000 miles because it's going to soften. So I didn't know that at first, so I realized that now. So I wanted to show you guys how I monitor and change sag and my percentage preferences and why. So sag is generally how much we want the wheel to settle in its suspension travel when you're standing on it. So the theory is 25 to 30% of its range. So for me, or for this wheel, suspension travel is 80 millimeters. Now what I do is, you need a reference point on the wheel. I use tape. Pretty simple. I'm going to choose a part of the wheel that goes up and down. Not the stationary half, but the part of the wheel that actually travels up and down. Pick a spot that you can easily see when you're standing on the wheel. And obviously you don't want something down low. On the Patton S is a pretty good sweet spot right here on the top handle, the front handle. Just put a reference mark. You can etch it in permanently. You can use a piece of tape, whatever floats your boat. So this is going to be my target area right here. What I'm going to do to start, you want the wheel roughly straight. Have it turned on so it self-balances. You're going to take a tape measure. You're going to measure what you have to the bottom of the tape. Of course, you don't want the tape to be crooked like this because it'll affect your measurement. Try and keep it roughly straight vertically. I have 26 inches and 1/16. Oops. Sorry about that. So what I want to do is, for this wheel has 80 millimeters of travel, which is like 3.10 inches. So I'm going to make the math simple, and I'm going to go with 30% and not 25%. So which is just a little over an inch, or like 26 millimeter. That's how much sag you want. And to determine that, you're going to stand on the wheel, fully geared. So where, I wear light gear, heavy gear, depends how cold it is, how fast I'm going to be riding. Helmet, backpack, any accessories that you carry, your basic total riding weight. Stand on the wheel. You want to be upright, straight, hold on to something. Pick something, a handrail or something where you can basically hold steady in an idle position. And take a measurement with the tape the same way again. So I do this by myself. It's one method that allows me to do this by myself. So I'm going to hold the tape measure. I'm going to bend over slightly while on the wheel. And I'm going to take a measurement again. And the wheel should have settled with your body weight around 25 to 30% of the travel range, your suspension travel range. For me, I err on the side of 30% because theory is the more sag, the more stable the wheel's going to be. So, I mean, that's in the motocross world. I don't know about the EUC world, but I'm going to use the same theory. And I've been playing with between 25 and 30% to see if my wobbles increase or decrease. So I'm going a full 30% this time. I was more like 25. I'm doing a full 30%, which is 1 inch. We're going to call it 1 inch. So when I stand on the wheel, I want to see this sink 1 inch, referencing the tape. And that's your sag. To adjust your sag, I'm sure you guys know this, but if you don't, let me show you quickly where that is. So again, this is only regarding the Leaperkim wheels. Let me grab the camera. So you want to be right here on the top. You've got one of these on both sides of the wheel. The gold portion is your sag. Okay, and sag's not going to increase or decrease the stiffness of the wheel. It's just the basic riding height within your suspension travel. So the more you go, like 30%, you know, obviously the closer your pedals are going to be to the ground, but we're talking like fractions of an inch here. The rings that are etched here are reference marks. So this hex part is 18 millimeter. You're going to turn this clockwise or counterclockwise, depending on if you're increasing or decreasing. I use the rings as reference. Now, a full ring, if I was to drop a full ring, is more than 360 degrees rotation. So I've never tried to measure it, but just so you know. You can do a half a ring. Sometimes you're going to have to do a half a ring. So for what it's worth, that's where you adjust your sag. Let me put this back on the tripod. All right, so once you're happy playing with this, and you know, you might want to play with this regarding how many rotations, then stand back on the wheel till you get where you want to be. That's going to be your sag. So I'm trying to find the ideal sag and trying to monitor my wobbles to see if it has any influence or difference on wobbles. The one thing I don't like about the wobbles on this wheel, my pedal height is factory height. I haven't played with lowering the pedals and I don't want to. This wheel easily goes into wobbles. Nothing that I can't overpower and get out of. It's just inherent within the wheel and I don't know why. So I'm playing with the suspension to see if I can improve the wobbles, eliminate some of them, or is it just going to be something you accept? I've been playing with air pressure, but the theory is more sag, more stability. So I'm going to put that to the test, but I wanted to share with you how I monitor and readjust my sag. Hopefully that's helpful to you guys. I think the last time I just the other day put Nylon pedals on here with a Cyclop Pro headlight. I've yet to be out for a ride. I'm going to make a nice ride today. I'll get to check them out. If you guys have any curiosity about the Nylon or my thoughts, let me know. They're my favorite pedals. I run them on the A14. So, but I'm super excited about this headlight. It not only does it have daytime running halo, but it has high beam, low beam, and flicker. So like you can flick somebody, which is pretty cool. All via a remote. You get a couple of remotes, like the super cool. Oh, and it has a built-in horn too. Any curiosity on those, let me know and I'll share my thoughts. Hope this was helpful to you guys and stay safe out there. Thanks for watching.